Good everyone, on this video. Today we have a combo request by Jeremy Clarkson, of all YouTube names, for the BT-7M and the I-153 M-62 Chiker. Now, unfortunately, this combo, whilst it seems very good on paper, has a couple of issues, and it's mainly down to the matchmaking, and also partial in the BT-7M. The Chiker's fine, that's not the problem. I'll start off with the tank. So the BT-7M is of course a tank that is very, very fast. With a 500 horsepower engine at a top speed of 39 miles per hour in a 14.2 ton tank, this is really, really, really fast. There's no sugarcoating it. The problem is that we're bumping ourselves up to 2.3 thanks to the Chiker. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a problem if you get a down tier. If you get a down tier, you've got no issues. The problem is when you get an up tier. Now, the BT-7M can handle itself in an up tier okay, because it does have very good maneuverability to get around the map. The gun can handle most things you put in front of it. The problem is when you start meeting some of the big boys, and that's where an actual tank, in terms of capability, actually has it beat. And I know the T-70 isn't an amazing tank, but in my opinion, I'd actually rather take this over the BT-7M at 2.0. And even 2.3. I've taken this guy into 3-3 matches, and it does pretty well. The main reason for that is the BR-240P. Now, of course, AP0 is not a guaranteed penetration shell. Like, it will not instantly kill everything like the APHE probably would. But I'd rather have this just in case I run into a Sherman, which we will run into Shermans in this because I've played a few matches of this combo already, none of which have gone particularly great. And yeah, a lot of the times I die to a 3.3 vehicle or something I can't HE, which fair enough, the T-70 can't HE either, but at least it has the armor to survive the hits from SPAAs and 50 cals and the like. Of course, not from the side, but that's not the point. It's the front I'm on about. The BT-7, however, if we just take a quick look at its armor, is not so gifted. The amount of times I've died to lightly vehicles with 50 cals, 20mm autocannons is unreal in these sorts of tanks. And that's also kind of why I don't like a lot of light tanks. I do like some, like I love the Walker Bulldog, but that's because it doesn't really meet any autocannons. The big guns it meets, you know it's going to pen you anyway, so that's fine. But at least with them, they have fuse sensitivity and things like that. With autocannons, they don't. And that's where this tank really suffers. As you can tell by the armor, it is just paper. And sure, the T-26 is also in that boat, but the T-26 needs time to get into position. This doesn't. And a lot of the times, the vehicles you're going to be running into with this sort of thing are going to be, well, light vehicles that rush before you. And if they've got the same kind of autocannon I've been mentioning, you're screwed, pretty much. But anyway, let's not gloss over that. Let's get into a match, and hopefully it goes better than the last few that I've been trying. I mean, I did have one match where I got, I think, 4 kills in the BT-7. Got a couple of assists with the Chiker, but there was one guy in that match who killed both my vehicles, both of which he killed because Gaijin was holding his hand in that way. He essentially shot the radiator of my BT-7 and the engine, and also got the gunner in the same burst. Yet the vehicle's spacing wouldn't accommodate that, but you know. Anyway, I will see you all in the first match. 5 seconds after I say that, we get our first match. Just natural, but at least we can actually use the mobility on this map. On the map I got, where the guy literally was handheld against killing my Chiker and my BT-7, I could use the mobility, but not as good as this. So this ought to be fun. The way he killed my Chikers, he was in a PBV-301, which only has 45 degrees of gun elevation. I came in from a 60-degree attack angle, he didn't even prop himself up on a rock or anything, and he still shot me down, because Gaijin love to help people like that. But hey-ho, that's just what Gaijin likes to do when you're on their list, I suppose. So, we're going to use the BT-7's insane mobility, and we're going to do some flanky spanky. Now, of course, with the mobility, we're going to want to use it wisely, and of course, our gun is not going to be dealing with everything at this BR. But that's just how it works. So we're going to use the mobility, we're going to just rush ahead on the flank, and we're just going to go from there. It looks to be a 2.3 match, possibly. Possibly 3-0 though, because no one's spawning in 3-0 vehicles at the minute, which is odd. I mean, the highest we've got on our team at the minute is 2-3. But, as you can tell by the mobility of this thing, it is really good. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. This mobility is just ridiculous for this sort of BR. Of course, I never covered the BT-7 on the channel, because when I came back from my break, you might remember my break in, like, 2022. I took a nearly 8 month break, and this is one of the vehicles that was added during that time. Same with the T28 1938, which I don't think I've covered that vehicle on the channel before either. I don't think. Off the top of my head anyway. But yeah, that was another vehicle that was added during that time, and I think the 251-21, I think it was. Oh, hello. Oh, shot low. I need a machine gunner for some fucking reason. God almighty, any more handheld in Gaijin? Like, yeah, the first shot, I shot low, I understand that, but jeez. I bet he's played that tank like thousands of times, because that's mostly what happens with M3 Stuarts these days. Because people these days don't have new vehicles to play, apparently. They just like to play the same shit. Hold on a minute. It's a Kamehameha. Yes, that was a Dragon Ball Z reference, and no, I'm not showing my age. Where is he? There he is. You forget how... Like, is it just me, or does the 45 not feel as high velocity anymore? I don't know if that's just me, but this gun used to be more accurate and more higher velocity. I don't know if that's just me, because, like, nitpicking or whatever, because it feels like I'm trying not to. No, that's shit, there's a Greyhound.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, he's seal clubbing for sure. Eat shit. Fucking low tier abuser. Let's have a quick look at this player card. Yeah, look at that. What the hell? He's just a low tier cast abuser. Well, you can kiss my ass and kiss my 45mm shell. That's for sure. He's definitely coming back for another attempt at revenge killing, because that's all these sorts of players like to do these days. Let's see if we can get a shot on this. Nope, never mind, he's dead. That's okay. If you notice though, he didn't even like use his brain or anything. He just rushed and rushed and rushed because he was that determined to get a revenge kill. He'll probably get it this time, because he'll probably just bring a Stuart this time. I actually don't think he's coming back. But you can't ignore my team. No, he is coming back. Because fuck you, that's why. Don't know where he's gone, he's in there somewhere. Fuck you. Fucking low tier abusing shitbag. I hate players like that. I really do. Get out of my match, you little shit. Oh dear. He's gone 3 deaths to me now, and he's still coming back. Look, M13. You're just proving my point, mate. You're just proving my point. Now, the only problem is here is I would load a high explosive round to guarantee the kill. I mean, the teammate's already done that for me, but that's not the point. Point is that's what I'd love to have right now. Yeah, he's on 4 deaths and he's left. That is why revenge killing doesn't get you anywhere. Half the time you're so fixated on getting said revenge kill, you don't even realise how much of a twat you're making yourself look. Just the driver, that's unfortunate. There we go. Which one's the alive one in that? Well, there's none there now, but you get my point. I'm going to jump into Chica. Ah, yes, because the M13 fires that specific shell. It bloody doesn't. Could you imagine an M13 with 50 cals that fire 37mm ammo that fast? That'd be ridiculous. It never existed before anyone starts going on the forums or anything like that. It's called a joke. But, you know. Surprisingly, we're still actually losing the match. We don't have the caps in our favour at the minute. But we're actually doing quite well at the moment. Like, we've got 4 kills, 1 assist. We're doing pretty solid. Obviously, we're out of the BT-7 now, but that's where the Chica's going to start pulling its weight. Hopefully. Now, of course, with an M13 up, we're going to have to be very cautious about that. But I'll let the teammates take the hits for me then, in that case. Hello, sir. Yep. Tracer's still sparks like a bitch. There we go. 633 down. Ow! What the hell? Piratos. Yeah, it's an enemy SBA, I think. No shit, honestly.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
Right. Well, until those M13s are dead, I ain't going anywhere near that area, because look at the AA fire coming out of that location. It's kind of insane. Could try and carpet bomb them, I guess, but that's quite high risk. But yeah, we're defo dead here. I think I've just lost half my elevator. Yes, I have. Ah! Okay, don't do a rudder turn when you've lost half your freaking tail in a Chica. Point noted for future reference. Jesus, that was uncomfortable. Oh, well, he's dead. The problem is we have no Cass to help me out here. Well, we do, but he's back at base. The problem is that the M13s have ridiculous range, and they also hit like a freight train. So we're going to have to be very careful here. We've not even used our bombs yet, so that gives you an idea. And if they're playing smart, they're just going to move up. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to ditch these bombs. Whoa, 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 what the hell is happening with the elevator? The elevator feels very twitchy right now. Yep, we're ditching weight because we've got a plane coming in. What even is that ugly bastard? Oh, it's a 112. We should still beat it regardless of, you know, missing half our tail and all that. And yeah, because he's committing to the turn. Come on, that should have sawn his fucking wing off. Jeez, okay, note to self, never use tracers in this plane. Because it just sparks like a little bitch. Jesus. Well, we've gotten some kills at least, but, you know, not exactly subtle the way we did it. I'm going to go back to base, because, well, I'm going to wait till primarily some of those SBAs are dealt with. I'm going to go back to base, grab some bombs, get a repair, and I'll see you all in a minute. Well, welcome back. As you can tell, the team has actually kept the points whilst I've been away. There is a couple of enemy aircraft up at the moment. The HS-123 is currently getting swarmed. But, yeah, I'm on the way to come and help them. The team's actually cleaned up the SPAA too, whilst I was back at the airfield getting repaired, so that's always nice. I've just got to hope I don't get fucking TK'd, because that will happen no matter what. And with a plane like the Hurricane Mark IV, kind of need it dead in one go, so to speak. Now let's see if we can kill this thing with the bombs. That should definitely do it. Oh, there is something there. Don't know what it is, but the game's over. Not bad at all. Could have definitely done more in the tank, I think, but... well, that's what happens when you forget to put a backup, but to be fair, it made more sense to go back in the Chica, because at the end of the day, by the time we'd have jumped in the BT-7, drove all the way there, yeah, it would have just been easier to stay in the Chica, and plus it would have been more safe due to the enemy aircraft not really being a huge threat at that moment in time. So like I said, the combo isn't bad. You just need to watch the 3.3 up tiers, and normally I do like to suggest a change for this sort of thing, and surprisingly, it's actually going to be both vehicles. Now, the Chica I don't have a problem with. The thing is, though, is when it comes to low-tier CAS, the King's the SU-2, I'm afraid. There's no denying that. This isn't the one you'd obviously take, but this is just to give an example. And as for the tank, if you want to take something a bit more, well, armoured, you take the T-70. But for the up tiers, you need a gun like the Su-76s. And whilst the Su-76 is quite slow and poorly armoured, this isn't meant to be a frontline tank anyway. This thing's gun is incredibly good. And it also got the T-34's main shell, the 1942's main shell, about a year and a half ago. And you can see the penetration and the raw grams output of the explosive and all that. This is a very versatile tank with a lot of different shell types. You have your HE for light targets, you have your smoke, you have heat if you need it, APCR, you have the APC or APBC, you have the APHE, and you have the upgraded APHE. Like, there is nothing that this tank can't do that the BT-7 can do better, other than mobility, as I said. And, well, the armor's actually better on this thing, which is kind of embarrassing, but, you know, that's just what happens. Like I said, that's what I would probably take in terms of the vehicles instead of BT-7M, at least. It just struggles on the up tiers a bit too much for my liking. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. Hope you enjoyed seeing this combo request of the BT-7M and the I-153 M-62 Chica, and I will see you all on the next one.